This week's parasha begins with a collage of disquieting topics. We have the wooing of the female captive, the rules for the hated wife, and the perennial favorite, the prospect of executing difficult minors in the rules of Ben Sorer Umoreh. That's just the first aliyah. Before we get to the topic of this short talk, which is the rules for displaying the bodies of court-ordered executees. From these difficult topics, Jews do not shrink, turning instead to our historical mandate to take a sad song and make it better. So let's just go to the text. V'ki hiye v'ish chet mishpat mavet v'humat. It's a situation of a person who's convicted of a capital crime and is put to death. V'talita oto al eitz, and you put his body on a pole, you hang his body on a pole, either as a form of execution, more probably some sort of demonstration. Lo talini vato al ha'etz, don't leave him hanging on the pole. Ki kavor tikbarenu bayom hahu. Rather, you should surely bury him on that very day. Ki kilavat Elohim talui. For a hanged person is a disgrace to God. V'lo titameh et admatecha asher Adonai Elohecha noten lecha nachala. And therefore, don't do this because it will pollute the very land that God has given to us as an inheritance. A grisly scenario to be certain, but out of this disagreeable turn of events, we derive laws that are known to all of us. Ki kavor tikbarenu, you shall surely bury him. We derive our requirement for burial in the earth. From lo talin, do not leave. We do not display our dead, and we bury them promptly, in opposition to the surrounding culture. These central and universal practices of Jews we learn from the case of the condemned man. And the Torah teaches this from this example because this is the one case when we might be tempted to desecrate, to make an example of someone. And we learn that we are never allowed to do that. And if we can resist desecration in this case, how much more careful will we be with the honor of the vast majority of Jews who aren't even executed for committing capital offenses? The principle that is invoked to explain this teaching is called in Hebrew Tselem Elohim, the image of God in which every human being is created. Displaying a dead person is an insult to their honor. They cannot control their appearance, and it is therefore disrespectful to exhibit them. But there is, for Jews, the further insult against Tselem Elohim, the image of God that is inherent in every individual. We are taught, Ki kilalat Elohim talui. The display of a corpse is an assault on the common humanity that is a gift from God. One of our great teachers, Chacham Jose Foor, who sadly passed away a few months ago, wrote on this topic of Tselem Elohim and others in his work, The Naked Crowd, the Jewish alternative to cunning humanity. In this work, in which Foor seeks to articulate a Jewish answer to totalitarian tendencies in our world, he begins with a contrast between the principles of Tselem Elohim and the Christian doctrine of original sin. Foor identifies as alien to Judaism the contention that mankind is inherently corrupt or fallen, requiring exceptional efforts from our Father in heaven to correct our humanity. People are certainly prone to sin, but resisting sin and doing what we need to do as people does not require the software upgrade, but rather the insight and determination to use our lives for sacred purposes. The condemned killer has just as much Tzelem Elohim and could have made different choices. We have the power to improve the world with our choices, and that is not the lot of fallen creatures. As we go through this strange Elul, we do not forswear the favor of heaven, but that is not what we are to count on. For Jews, the divine prerogatives of justice and mercy are given to all human creatures stamped with Tzelem Elohim. We do not wait to be enabled. We understand that the boss has given us the tools and likes us to handle things personally. May we do so with determination, sensitivity, and good judgment. Shabbat Shalom.